I specifically seeked out a career where I'd sit behind a computer screen. I'm actually an introvert, despite what people may think. I just have an outgoing personality, which is very different. But I had, my upline was telling us, like, whatever it takes, like, you've got to talk to at least 3 people a day. And I was a full-time student, full-time waitress. I didn't have time to sit in front of the computer all day. I didn't have a smartphone back then. Like, the internet was not what it is today. And so I would literally, I had the 3-foot rule. So if I was on the bus and you were sitting next to me, I talked to you. If we were in the grocery store and you were next to me getting veggies, I talked to you. And my goal was always to get, connected with them by the end of that 3 minutes. And I did it the old school way of just like, talking to people while I built my social media, because you guys, it's the long game. Like, social media, don't bank on it. Like, don't expect to have people knocking down your door your first 3 years. It took me like 3 years to build my social media to where it is today. And if I had waited for people to come to me for those first 3 years, I would not have been a top 10 coach my 3rd year. So, it's really important that while you're building your social media and while you're doing all the things that Lindsay talked about, that you are getting out of your comfort zone and you are learning how to be a conversationalist. I remember, I think it was Danielle Natoni, I remember reading when I was a new coach, she made a post one time about like uncross your arms, get off your phone and look up and talk to people. And so I was like, oh, it's so simple, but like so duh. So that's what I started doing. I stopped burying my face in my phone and I started making eye contact with people and touching people and just being like a human in everyday life, and got off my phone, and lo and behold, like, people want to connect. Like, people need connection. So there's so many ways to connect with people if you're just focused on building that relationship instead of like making the sale. And I think just that, that really worked for me my first couple years until I built my social media and really figured out the whole attraction marketing thing, which was my focus because I saw Lindsay and I was like, I want that. How do I do that? And so I just, I focused on building that following while I was hitting Success Club and building my team and doing all the behaviors that Bonnie talked about that are super simple, but you can't go into management mode. You've got to continue learning and growing. So.
Okay, Alyssa and Anita,